All right, Scots Nation. Thanks for joining us today on Sitting Down with the Scots. We're joined by Derek Hurt, who just graduated after roaming center field for the Scots. Played here at Maryville, went career batting average of .314, 20 stolen bases, 40 runs scored, 5 home runs, and 32 RBI. That's just part of the story. His senior year, he just blew it up, hitting .456, 2 home runs, and 22 RBIs. In a little bit of a shortened season, I would love to see you play over that entire season, but talk a little bit about your excitement about being a professional athlete. We'll tell the fans where you're at right now.
Yeah, I'm in the USPBO, it's the United Shore Professional Baseball League in Utica, Michigan, suburb of Detroit. I mean, yeah, it's just the only word I can say is it's a blessing. You know, I had, coaches that believed in me, and they really helped me kind of get to this point, kind of showed me around and shot me around and reached out to their connections. And here I am. So, yeah, just living it up.
Well, you're the 6th Maryville College Fighting Scot in the past 10 years to have a professional opportunity. 5 of them were playing in the independent leagues over the years. And then, of course, Nick Dean was drafted by the Dodgers a couple of years ago. But how special is that just to be one of 6 players for the Scots to have a professional opportunity? And tell us how that opportunity came about.
I mean, like I said, it's unreal, unbelievable. And, I just got to thank God and, my support system for that because, in all honesty, I talk about with my mom and my dad all the time, I shouldn't even be here. So really, this is, it's all excitement for me. It's all fun. It is a job. And at this point, it's my profession, but I try and just have as much fun as I can because, I mean, as people at school, injury wise and just, I've had some tough luck with that. So, my mindset is like, I shouldn't even be here. So I got to live it up. And as for how it came about, I was in the weight room one day. Coach Wharton came up to me and said, hey, this coach reached out to me and said he's interested in all this. And at first it was kind of take it with a grain of salt because all professional opportunities, it's kind of, they could even say like, oh, we want you, like, we're going to sign you. And then, it just falls through. So he kind of said to take it with a grain of salt. It was also in the middle of the season. So, he said, still focus on the season, just keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, so I guess I really have to reach out and say thank you to Coach Wharton for making that opportunity and making it happen.
Well, you had a dominating senior season and made some adjustments that last year with the help of Coach Wharton. What's been the biggest adjustment you've had to make as a professional, whether it be at the plate, whether it be training, whether it be just your mental approach every time you step to the plate?
Quite honestly, the biggest adjustment I've had to make is, you have so much more time, and it's up to you. In college, they tell you where to be, they tell you where to go, what time. You kind of have a routine that's set for you. Here, it's more you have to set your own routine. You call up if you want to go have batting practice. You call somebody if you want to go work out, get some field work in. But it's up to you ultimately. You have to make it happen. And nobody's going to sit there and tell you that it needs to be done. Because they look at it, that's your job. You need to do what you need to do to be successful. And everybody's different, so they're not going to make a cookie cutter system for everybody. And even further on that, for me, I'm one of those persons that will just work, and I need to limit that. In the sense, if I'm going to be playing a lot more than I would in college, so many games, you need to limit yourself. You need to get quality work in, but don't overexert yourself. So that, to me, that'd be biggest adjustment is time and making good use of it and not overworking yourself, but also not falling behind the curve.
Of all the life lessons that you learned at your time at Maryville College, whether it be physical skills or time management like you talked about, what's been your foundation of success that you sort of took from Maryville up to Michigan?
I'd say tying right into that is just time management as well as being able to adapt. At the D3 level, sports-wise, we're not – I have some teammates that, we're just talking and asking questions. Went to NC State, Kentucky, all these big-time schools, and they were just – for lack of a better word, they were pampered. Things always went how they were going to expect it to go. And I think that's a good thing for D3s, the adaptability, the versatility to be able to go with the flow and perform in anything. A little light rain, not an issue. Oh, I don't have my own batting helmet that I was going to use. Certain mix-up like that where it's kind of like they lose their mental psyche, but that's the D3 way, so I embrace that.
Well, back in the winter, we did an interview and sort of promoting Division III.
And simply what it means to be a Division III athlete. Maryville College does a really good job at, the support they give us and to make sure that we get what we need to do, on and off the field. Because I really value that, being well-versed in many different things, and not just in the weight room, not just on the field. Maryville College, the support from the coaches, the staff, all the teachers, it's unreal. Even like the training staff and, the members outside of campus that support us. And I go to get my haircut from Shannon and stuff like that. It's a really a good community, and being a part of the Division III lifestyle at Maryville College it's unbelievable. I'm very blessed to say that I've been able to be a part of that.
But has anything changed? What's been so special to you about your Maryville College experience?
I definitely would say the connections, whether it be on the field with my coaches and my teammates, or off the field. Maryville College was, staff-wise, absolutely incredible. I mean, whether you're having a bad day, good day, whatever, there's always somebody there to reach out, ask you how you're doing, how's your day going, and it felt genuine. It felt like they actually cared. So whether you go into Pearson's Dining Hall and you see some of the Met staff members, they actually genuinely care about your day and ask how you're doing, or, throughout Cooper, yourself, and Sarah, the quad-tracking coach again, she's awesome. All the staff, all the the trainers and everything is just, it's awesome. So it's definitely a big connection.
Well, my last promotion with you, you're the first person ever that could work in your hairdresser, Shannon, into a sort of a shout out. So we got to tell the fans that you've lost your lovely locks in the back. Make sure you show them all those. It's all gone.
It's all gone. It was more of I enjoyed the hairstyle, and it was a look that people enjoyed. But once the season was over, it was kind of a thing. I guess to get back to reality, because at that point I still didn't know if I was going to be able to continue playing baseball. So I was like, kind of changed mindsets. But yeah, in terms of I can't have long blonde hair in the professional setting. But that was awesome. My teammates loved it. Honestly, midway through the season, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna cut it like this and that. My teammates were like, no, you can't do that. That's over my dead body. You're gonna cut your hair. Like, we love it. So it was more, as a team thing as well as everybody loved it. So.
Well, Coach Henry asked me to ask you, did you take your Ninja Turtle pajamas to Michigan with you for good luck?
Of course, I love those, and that was always a hot topic when I came in. With my Ninja Turtle pajamas, and sometimes I wear my slippers. And they were always like, I guess you're one of the only people that can pull that off, because I don't see many people walking around campus with Ninja Turtle pajama pants.
That sounds great. Well, I know you're diligent enough to where you'd like this to progress to the next level and play as long as you can. Tell the fans what your major was and what you plan to do after you finish playing baseball.
Yeah, I graduated with an international business degree with a minor in Spanish. In terms of what I want to do with that, I think I can kind of make it work with a lot of things. But I'd love to go into sales or something. Work handle an account for a big company or something like that. My mom actually, she used to handle accounts for AT&T. She has, I think, moved on from that now. But that interests me. The traveling aspect, and using my personal skills to work with people. I can see myself doing that. But ultimately, I would love to own my own business. And I don't want to work for somebody else for the rest of my life. So I guess the entrepreneur road would interest me too as well.
We're gonna have some fun. Who was one of the most memorable characters that you played with here for 4 years?
Oh, that's a tough one. There's a lot in terms of could always make me laugh or always have a good time. Oh, that's tough. I had my like friends I hang out with outside of baseball, but someone that was just like a character would have to be. Oh, that's tough. I'll give you top three. One from the early on in my career was Jordan Norton. Called him Papball. He he would always have this joke with me. I don't know if anybody's familiar with MLB The Show and, The Road to the Show. It's like a My Player. Through that, playing that video game, you get My Player points. So he would always, in BP, he'd be like, oh, well, you had a gold starter day. You got 1,000 My Player points, and those added up to your overall rating. So he would always make a joke like that. And also, kept everything, I guess, light and lively. So that was a character, and I really enjoyed that. I say number 2 would have to be, the JUCO bandit, Christian Paulson. He brought the Chicago flair and, that just out loud having fun. You could always hear him from across the lunchroom, from across the campus, from across the field, wherever he was. That's just I really enjoyed playing with him. He was definitely a character. Number 3, I would say Kendall Catlett. He was this year he came over from Cleveland State. He was soft spoken, didn't say much, but behind the scenes he's always had a lot of funny things to say. And he became a good friend of mine with it. And in a short amount of time became a really good friend of mine. So
sounds fun. I'd like to give you the opportunity to talk a little bit about your coaches that you've had over the year. You did have Coach Cody Church, Coach Clint Helton, and also TJ Wharton as your hitting coach. Just some general characteristics that if you were a recruit that you could share, what's so special about their abilities to make you better?
In terms of if I were a recruit coming in and I just had to sit down and tell, or even just myself, if I had told myself coming into it, I would just be like, they genuinely care. And it's hard to say that, in collegiate baseball because their job is on the line. They have to perform as much as we perform, but, we don't lose our job. They do, essentially it's a possibility. So the fact that they genuinely care about each and every person and they don't strive to make you a better baseball player. They strive to help you be able to be the best baseball player you can be, but they ultimately strive to make you the best, person that you can be. So to me that, really hits home and is, I don't take that lightly. And I always preach that, my coaches, Coach Church, Helton, Wharton, and even, Henry, even though I played with him, he made that transition and he made it very well. And, I feel like they all were able to just bring together and make this kind of culture that, everybody cares for everybody. And we really, want you to become the best person you can be, which sets you up for life after baseball. So.
Well, it's been an absolute blessing, number one, to watch you play for 4 years, but also battle through some injuries. I got a chance to just watch you grow, and it's just been an absolute honor to watch you play. I'm cheering from the internet, from the sides. Every time you get a base hit at the professional level, we're there with you. So just know that we're here in the Highlands rooting for you, even though you're in Michigan. I'm from Ohio, so I got to say that.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it. Well, I really appreciate it. I definitely feel the support, and it means the world to me. Whether, like I said, just when, the first hit or whatever, got that out of the way, and just to see the support all over social media and people reaching out to me, it meant the world to me. So thank you guys.
We're proud of you and good luck, and we'll be in touch in the future.